Welcome to the Connected Leaders Academy virtual conference designed to reshape your vision of transformation. As we navigate the evolving business landscape, our speakers will unveil innovative strategies to manage and initiate change. Prepare to adapt, innovate, and lead, ensuring your role as a catalyst in this transformative era.
Hello, everyone. My name is Maria Carrion, and I'm here to tell you a thing or two about escaping abuse through the power of self-education. But first, I want to tell you a little bit about my story, which started in New York City, living with my mom and my oldest brother. My mother was a single parent with 2 children, and she decided to bring me to Puerto Rico, fly me to Puerto Rico with my grandmother and my aunt. I was just a little baby with Pampers, but they raised me all the way to the age of 10 with a lot of love, respect, and the power of communication. When I reached the age of 10, I asked my grandmother and my aunt that I wanted to live with my biological mother and my brother. And so, once again, I was on a plane all by myself, flying to New York City to meet my mother. At the time when I arrived to New York, it was not my mother and my brother anymore. My mother had 3 boys and 2 girls, all together 5. And as a single parent, unfortunately, she suffered heart conditions. And she was desperate, sick, desperate, single mom, 5 kids in New York City. My mom decided to remove me out of the school system and partnered me at 13 years old. It was actually 14 days before my birthday, November 5th, 1983. I was partnered with this man so that he can be able to protect me, care for me, love me, and most of all, let me continue going to school. I used to love school, so it was very important to me. As the months passed by, not only I didn't go back to school, but I was not allowed to go anywhere. I was stuck in the house, in his apartment, with nobody. He belittled me, beat me, humiliated me, and made me suffer day by day. At 14 years old, I came out pregnant with my first baby. And in terms, I was happy because things changed with my partner. And I thought that's all I needed, to give him a baby so he can change and love me and care for me. One day, I was 6 to 7 months pregnant. I don't know exactly. 6 to 7 months. And we go visit his mom at her house. And she looks at my bulge, my stomach, and says, "You're having a girl." And my partner looked at his mom and at me and said, no, she's not. She's having a boy. And I excitedly say, I think I am. I think it is a girl. I'm having a girl. And when I looked at him, this man gave me a look that sent chills down my spine. It was dark. Right now, as I talk about it, it's like I'm right there, and I was scared. But somehow I totally forgot about it because we were having a great time at his mom's house. And at the end of the day, we said our goodbyes. We got in the car and drove away. It felt like the longest trip of my entire life. All I hear is the hum of the car, and the silence took place in that car. The fear incrementing by the minute. I didn't dare to ask him, are you mad at me? Because sometimes a question will elicit a burst. Yelling, screaming, insulting, hitting. And he was driving. I didn't want to cause an accident. So we get to the apartment, and behind closed doors, in my bedroom, the first thing he does is strike me right on the face. And I drop to the floor. And I remember vividly to this day, all I did was grab my stomach on the floor, crunched up. Please don't hit me, my baby. I'm pregnant. Please don't hit me. And he kept striking me. And at one point, he hit my stomach. He kicked my stomach. And I felt it. And I embraced my stomach and sobbed, wondering, why is this happening? And I urinated on myself. And it was a big puddle. And I just laid there sobbing in the puddle of urine, which, strangely, it felt so comfortable to just lay on the warm pee. I just lay there sobbing. And he looked at me and said, you filthy pig, and just walked away. That day, I knew that I was in trouble. I knew that it was not normal. Confused at how this man that loved me and was supposed to protect me, care for me, can strike me while I'm pregnant of his own child, with his child. I was full of confusion. How can he tell me one minute that he loves me and care for me, and the next minute to beat me up? But there was a turning point in my life. I said to myself, I need to do something. I need to prepare myself. But how? How if I don't even know how to speak English? How? But I did find a way. That turning point was self-education. And this is why this topic is escaping abuse through the power of education. That turning point started giving me some clarity, some confidence that one day I will be freed from that abuse. And so, because I was unable to take birth controls, because that would turn into another beating, In turns, things were more difficult. But I took advantage at the fact that I was pregnant and having kids like trees growing apples. My first baby at 14. My second at 16. And the abuse, the humiliation, the beating, and the sexual assault continue. 1988, I had a boy. Awesome, I had a boy. The boy he so much wanted. And things changed again. And we felt like a happy couple, going out to dinners, Disneyland. But at Disneyland, I had a beating too, because I wasn't allowed to get out of the hotel with my 3 kids and sit at the balcony or go to the pool. So even in there, I had a beating for going to the pool. Not really a vacation. And then finally, I had my last baby at 22. Every time I would think that he changed because I had another child, it did for a little bit. But things escalated then. So it was like it got a little bit good until it didn't. And then again, until it escalated more, the abuse, and more and more. So it will stop, but when it will continue, initiate again, it will get worse. I took advantage that my kids were going to school so I could go to the library with them. And I made it my business to educate myself. And although it felt like each word I had to look it up in the dictionary, it felt that way. And a lot of the times, out of one sentence, I probably would have to check 5 words. But I was persistent. And the reason why now I'm here today is to show you and the world that you're not alone. The importance to escape through the power of self-education. And I want to let you know that it is important to do these things in secret. Study in secret is the way I did it. Educate yourself not only so that you could learn about abusive relationships, toxic relationships, but so you can equip yourself with the knowledge to not only protect yourself, but protect your loved ones and the people around you. Very important. I want to teach you and the world not all of the red flags, but 6 of the red flags that will equip you with the necessary knowledge to prevent or to remove yourself from an abusive relationship. And I'm going to start talking to you about gaslighting. Anyone knows what gaslighting is? Gaslighting is designed to distort, to twist the reality, to make you feel as if you are inventing things imagining things. It can be as clear as someone coming the next day from hanging out, and you could ask them, where did they go? Where were they? And they will get upset at you for no reason, as if you're the one who did something wrong. They'll say things like, you see, I come home in peace to relax, and here you go nagging me. And they sound so upset that you stay back and you stay quiet and you take that in. How about blame shifting? How many of you had blame shifting in your relationship? They try to twist the reality and make it seem like it's your fault. Like you make him scream at you. You make him beat you because you don't stay quiet. That's why they hit you. They sound so sure that it is your fault that you start believing it. Year after year, the same thing. Year after year, the same thing. You will start believing. And how about isolation? Isolation is when they keep you away from your family, from your friends, from your neighbors, from your co-workers. They don't want anybody to be around you. But they do this in a very subtle way. They will start telling you things that your family didn't say. They will take advantage of you, let's say, being sick, and he's gonna make it seem like he called your family, but he didn't. And then he's gonna throw it in your face. You see, the only person that cares for you is me. Who is here now for you? Me, right? Not your family. And you start kind of believing these things little by little. You start believing that your family and that your friends, they're not there for you. But the reality is that he made all of this up to control you. It is easier for you to be isolated in your home and for no one to know what is going on. So they will show a face out there of the good man, the good husband, the father that cares for his kids and wife, without knowing that that person in the relationship, that woman is suffering. It's being abused, manipulated, isolated, gaslighted, everything blamed into her. And how about the intimidation? Many abusers use intimidation. They'll tell you things like, if you try to leave, I'm going to call the cops. And what's going to happen is that you're going to lose your kids. And you start believing it. Because they'll tell you things like, you don't even have a job. So who do you think the kids are going to stay with? Nobody wants to lose their kids, right? You do anything for your kids. We do anything for our kids. So you start believing that without knowing that these threats are to control you, to keep you exactly where they want you to be. And then it comes to manipulation. They start manipulating you, playing with your emotions. You're always depressed. You're crazy. Why you always acting up? You see, that's why I leave for a couple of days, because I need a break from you. You're hysterical. That's all part of the manipulation. All part of the manipulation. But how about the things that we shouldn't do? I'm going to tell you, never, ever, ever go to couples therapy. And I know a lot of you never heard this before. It sounds crazy saying that, right? Never go to counseling therapy, because counseling therapy is there to make the abuser have a happier life as an abuser. Couples therapy is designed to help the abuser. When you go to therapy, they expect you to make changes, not to do the things that you're doing. And if you're confused and abusive mind, you think, but that's exactly what I've been trying to do, what he wants me to do. So while this abuser is getting more knowledge about you to be able to manipulate you more, because when the therapist is asking you questions, he's right there. And are you going to be honest and say the things that are really happening in front of your partner? Of course not. But even if you said a little bit, they're still going to hold that against you. I want you to escape with a good plan. Don't just leave. That's the other thing not to do. Make sure you prepare yourself with transportation money, a safe place before anything, a person that you trust. Make sure you take money for transportation, for food, basic needs, birth certificate, social security, important paperwork. Prepare yourself slowly, quietly, and if possible, get professional help. Equip yourself for all of these tragedies and red flags. Educate yourself, because your knowledge is the tool for your freedom. God bless.
Thank you for participating in today's enlightening session. As we transition to our next expert, remember that each strategy and insight is a step toward becoming a transformative leader in your field. Visit ConnectedLeadersAcademy.com to stay engaged and informed. The journey of change is ongoing. Let's move forward together.